Motivation matters, unlocking your potential for great success. Ever felt like you're running on a treadmill of life? Working hard but getting nowhere fast? You're not alone. 70% of professionals report feeling stuck in their careers despite putting in the hours. Here's the truth. Hard work alone won't cut it. The missing ingredient? Motivation that actually sticks. In this guide, I'll show you exactly how to find your true motivation and unlock your potential for great success. Not the shallow, rise and grind nonsense that burns you out by Tuesday. The secret lies in understanding what truly drives you at your core, and it's probably not what you think it is. Ready to discover why some people seem to effortlessly achieve their dreams while others struggle? The answer might make you rethink everything you've been told about success. Understanding the science of motivation. The psychology behind motivation and success. Ever noticed how some days you're firing on all cylinders while others you can barely get off the couch? That's the fascinating psychology of motivation at work. At its core, motivation is your brain's way of pushing you toward action. When you're truly motivated, your brain releases dopamine, that feel-good chemical that makes success feel amazing. This creates a powerful feedback loop. Achieve something, feel good, want more achievement. Your beliefs play a huge role too. If you believe you can improve, what psychologists call a growth mindset, you're more likely to stick with challenges than someone with a fixed mindset who believes their abilities are set in stone. Different types of motivation and their effects. Motivation comes in two main flavors, intrinsic and extrinsic. Intrinsic motivation is doing something because it's personally rewarding. Think painting because you love art or running because it clears your head. Research shows this type leads to greater satisfaction and persistence. Extrinsic motivation relies on external rewards or pressures, like working for a paycheck or studying to avoid failing a class. While effective short-term, it typically doesn't sustain long-term effort. The sweet spot? When your external goals align with your internal values, that's when magic happens. How motivation impacts productivity and achievement. Motivation isn't just about feeling pumped. It literally transforms how you work. When properly motivated, you focus better, think more creatively, and show greater resilience in the face of obstacles. Studies reveal motivated individuals produce higher quality work and accomplish tasks more efficiently. But motivation's power goes beyond immediate productivity. It shapes how you interpret challenges. Motivated people see obstacles as interesting puzzles rather than insurmountable roadblocks. The most successful people aren't necessarily the most talented. They're often the most consistently motivated. The neuroscience of motivation. What happens in your brain? Your brain is a motivation machine when properly tuned. When you're motivated, several key regions light up. The ventral striatum processes rewards, while the prefrontal cortex helps you plan and execute. Meanwhile, your amygdala, emotion center, and hippocampus, memory hub, work together to attach emotional significance to your goals. Your neurochemical balance drastically affects your drive. Beyond dopamine, serotonin influences your sense of well-being, while norepinephrine sharpens your attention and readiness for action. Fascinating research shows that simply visualizing success activates many of the same neural pathways as actually achieving it, which explains why visualization techniques actually work. Understanding these brain mechanisms gives you powerful leverage for hacking your own motivation system. By consciously creating reward structures and managing your environment, you can essentially reprogram your brain's motivation circuitry. Identifying and overcoming motivation blockers, common obstacles that drain your motivation. Ever notice how your motivation seems to vanish into thin air sometimes? You're not alone. The biggest motivation killers often fly under the radar. Mental fatigue. When your brain is fried, even simple tasks feel impossible. Unclear goals, vague objectives lead to vague efforts. Overwhelm. Too many priorities means nothing. Becomes a priority, negative environments. Toxic people and places slowly poison your drive. Burnout. Pushing too hard without breaks guarantees a crash. These obstacles don't just appear randomly. They build up silently until suddenly you're stuck in a motivation desert wondering what happened. Breaking through fear and self-doubt. Fear and self-doubt are motivation's worst enemies. They whisper all the reasons you might fail before you even start. Here's the truth: fear never really goes away. The trick isn't eliminating it, it's working despite it. Start recognizing those self-sabotaging thoughts for what they are. Just thoughts, not facts. Try this. When self-doubt creeps in, ask, what's the smallest step I can take right now? Then take it. One tiny action breaks the paralysis cycle and builds confidence. Remember that everyone, yes, even those seemingly fearless success stories, deals with self-doubt. The difference is they keep moving forward anyway. Strategies for defeating procrastination. Procrastination isn't about laziness, it's about emotion management. We delay tasks that trigger negative feelings like boredom, anxiety, or frustration. Break the cycle with these practical approaches. The 5-minute rule. Commit to just 5 minutes of work. Once started, you'll often continue. Environment design. Remove distractions before they tempt you. Put your phone in another room if necessary. Task chunking. Break intimidating projects into ridiculously small pieces. Implementation intentions. Plan using, when X happens, I will do Y statements. They're surprisingly effective. Accountability. Partners. Tell someone specific what you'll accomplish by when. The key isn't perfect productivity, it's consistent action. Even small progress crushes procrastination's power over time. Building a sustainable motivation system. Creating meaningful goals that inspire action. Goals without meaning are just items on a to-do list. Want to stay motivated? Create goals that actually matter to you. Start by asking yourself what you truly want, not what others expect. Your goals should make you excited to jump out of bed in the morning. If they don't, they're probably not the right goals. Break these big dreams into smaller milestones. Each small win gives your brain a dopamine hit, keeping you hungry for more. That's not just feel-good advice, it's brain chemistry working in your favor. And here's what most people miss. Connect your goals to your core values. When your goals align with what you deeply care about, motivation comes naturally. You're not forcing yourself anymore. Designing your environment for maximum motivation. Your environment shapes your behavior more than willpower ever will. Think about it. If you keep cookies on your counter, you'll eat more cookies. Simple as that. The same applies to motivation. Want to exercise more? Keep your workout clothes visible. Trying to read daily? Put books on your nightstand instead of your phone. Need to focus? Clear the clutter from your workspace. Remove friction from positive behaviors and add friction to negative ones. Delete social media apps from your phone. Use website blockers during work hours. Set up automatic transfers to your savings account. Your brain conserves energy by defaulting to the easiest option. Make the motivated choice the easy choice, and watch how your behavior changes without the exhausting battle of willpower. Developing powerful daily habits and routines. Motivation isn't something you wait for, it's something you build, brick by brick, through habits. The secret? Start ridiculously small. Want to write a book? Commit to writing just 1 sentence daily. Want to get fit? Start with 1 push-up. These tiny commitments bypass your brain's resistance to change. Stack new habits onto existing ones. After brushing your teeth, current habit. Do 5 minutes of meditation, new habit. Your established routine becomes the trigger for your new behavior. Track your progress visually. The simple act of marking an X on a calendar creates a chain you won't want to break. There's something deeply satisfying about not breaking the streak. Remember, consistency trumps intensity. A daily 5-minute workout beats an occasional 2-hour gym session. Small actions, repeated consistently, create the compound interest of personal growth. Balancing intrinsic and extrinsic motivators. We all respond to different motivational triggers. Some of us chase the satisfaction of mastery, intrinsic, while others pursue recognition or rewards, extrinsic. The mistake? Thinking you must choose one type. The most motivated people strategically use both. Use extrinsic rewards to jumpstart difficult behaviors. Pay yourself $5 for each workout. Celebrate milestones with treats. But don't stop there. These external motivators eventually lose their punch. For lasting motivation, cultivate intrinsic drivers. Find joy in the process itself. Notice how your skills improve. Connect your work to a purpose larger than yourself. The sweet spot: using external rewards to establish habits that eventually become intrinsically rewarding. Start with the carrot, but aim to develop a genuine taste for the activity itself. The role of rest and recovery in maintaining motivation. The counterintuitive truth about motivation. Sometimes the best way to do more is to do less. Your motivation tank isn't infinite. Pushing through exhaustion doesn't make you a hero. It makes you ineffective and sets you up for burnout. Schedule recovery as seriously as you schedule work. Your brain forms connections during rest that help you solve problems. Your body rebuilds energy stores during proper sleep that fuel tomorrow's motivation. Learn to recognize your personal signs of depletion. Irritability, indecision, and lack of creativity are warning lights on your dashboard. Honor them. The most motivated people aren't working flat out all the time. They're strategically oscillating between focused effort and genuine recovery. This rhythm sustains motivation over the long haul, turning motivation from a fleeting feeling into a renewable resource. Harnessing motivation in different life areas. Career advancement, staying motivated to climb higher. Ever noticed how some people seem to shoot up the career ladder while others stay stuck? The difference often boils down to motivation. When you're truly driven, you don't just do your job, you crush it. You take on challenges that scare others. You volunteer for that presentation everyone's avoiding. You ask questions in meetings when everyone else is quiet. But here's the truth. Career motivation isn't always a blazing fire. Sometimes it's just a tiny spark you need to protect. On those days when you'd rather watch Netflix than update your skills, remind yourself of your bigger vision. Try this. Write down where you want to be in 5 years. Put it somewhere you'll see daily. When motivation dips, this visual reminder works wonders. Also, find your motivation triggers. For some, it's competition. For others, it's learning something new. Figure out yours and use it strategically. Personal development, consistent growth. Through motivation, personal growth doesn't happen overnight. It's built daily, brick by brick. The problem? We tend to wait for motivation to strike like lightning. It rarely does. Instead, successful people create systems that don't rely on feeling motivated. Want to read more? Don't wait until you feel like it. Put a book by your coffee maker. Want to meditate? Attach it to something you already do daily, like brushing your teeth. The magic happens when you shift from "I need motivation to grow" to "My growth systems create motivation." Small wins fuel bigger ones. Finishing that chapter makes you want to start the next one. Try the 2-minute rule. When you don't feel like starting something, commit to just 2 minutes. Often, you'll continue once you've begun. Health goals. Sustainable motivation for lasting change. We've all been there, starting a diet on Monday, hitting the gym hard for 2 weeks, then nothing. The problem isn't you. It's how we think about health motivation. Quick fixes don't work because they rely on willpower, which eventually runs out. What does work? Making healthy choices easier than unhealthy ones. If you want to eat better, don't rely on motivation alone. Prep healthy meals in advance. Want to exercise more? Sleep in your workout clothes. Put your running shoes by the door. Make the healthy choice the easy choice. Another game changer. Focus on how you feel, not just how you look. Notice how moving your body improves your mood, how drinking water gives you energy, how better sleep makes everything easier, and drop the all or nothing thinking. Missing one workout doesn't mean you've failed. It's just one day. Get back on track tomorrow. Relationship success. Motivation is a connection tool. Great relationships don't just happen. They're built by people motivated to keep showing up. In any relationship, there are exciting peaks and everyday valleys. During those routine stretches, motivation to invest in your connections becomes crucial. What keeps relationships thriving isn't grand gestures, but consistent small actions. The text checking in during a busy day. The 5 minutes of genuine listening after work. The inside joke remembered. Try this powerful technique. Focus on giving rather than getting. When your motivation dips, ask, "What can I contribute today?" instead of, "What am I getting from this relationship?" Also, recognize that motivation in relationships works differently. Sometimes it's not about feeling motivated, but about creating meaningful moments that generate motivation naturally. When you actively look for things to appreciate in others, you'll find them. This creates a positive cycle where your motivation to connect deepens as you notice more reasons to value that person. Advanced motivation techniques for extraordinary results. The power of visualization and mental rehearsal. You know those athletes who close their eyes before the big moment. They're not just meditating, they're seeing their success before it happens. Your brain doesn't always distinguish between vivid imagination and reality. Try this. Spend 5 minutes daily picturing yourself crushing your goals. Feel the emotions, hear the sounds, see the details. Olympic gold medalists do this religiously. Michael Phelps famously visualized every stroke, turn, and finish before setting all those records. But don't just visualize the victory lap. Mental rehearsal means walking through the tough parts too. Picture yourself pushing through obstacles, making smart decisions under pressure. Using accountability systems to stay on track. Motivation fades. Systems don't. Find an accountability partner who won't accept your excuses. Share your weekly goals and report back, no matter what. The magic happens when you know someone's waiting for your update. Or try commitment contracts where you put money on the line. Apps like Sticky let you forfeit cash to a cause you hate if you don't follow through. Nothing motivates quite like potentially funding something you despise. Public declarations work too. Tell people what you're doing. The fear of public failure is surprisingly powerful, transforming setbacks into motivational fuel. Everyone gets knocked down. The extraordinary get back up differently. When you hit a wall, don't ask, "Why me?" Ask, "What can this teach me?" Thomas Edison famously said he hadn't failed 10,000 times making the light bulb. He found 10,000 ways that didn't work. Create a setback ritual, a specific sequence you follow when things go wrong. Maybe it's journaling 3 lessons learned, then identifying 1 immediate action to take. This transforms disappointment into direction. The real secret? Track your comebacks. Nothing builds confidence like a personal history of bouncing back, stronger. Creating motivation momentum for breakthrough. Success motivation compounds like interest. Start tiny, really tiny. Want to write a book? Commit to 1 sentence daily. The key isn't the output, it's breaking inertia. Then leverage success stacking. Chain small wins together. Each victory releases dopamine, creating a natural high that pushes you toward the next achievement. Strategic rewards matter too. Don't just celebrate completing the marathon. Celebrate booking the race, completing your first training run, reaching half your mileage goal. By rewarding progress, not just outcomes, you create unstoppable momentum. The breakthrough comes when motivation shifts from conscious effort to identity. You no longer need willpower to train daily when "I'm an athlete" becomes who you are, not just what you do. The journey to unlocking your potential begins with understanding what truly drives you. By examining the science behind motivation, identifying personal blockers, and implementing sustainable systems, you can transform fleeting inspiration into consistent action. Whether applied to your career, health, relationships, or personal development, these principles can help you overcome plateaus and push beyond your perceived limitations. Remember that motivation isn't about perfect consistency, it's about progress and resilience. By implementing the advanced techniques discussed, you can develop the inner drive needed to achieve extraordinary results in any area of life. Your potential for greatness already exists within you. Motivation is simply the key that unlocks it. Start today by applying just one new strategy and watch as your capacity for achievement expands. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an update. Drop a comment below and let me know what you think. Your feedback means the world. Want more content like this? Subscribe now and join our community. Share this video with a friend who needs to hear this message, and check out the links in the description for more resources and exclusive content.